Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello and happy Mother's Day. I'm Lori Steiner. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, you get to watch your grandkids. But is your home safe for babysitting? We'll tip you off. Then, we'll unveil the new issue of Boomer and Beyond magazine. Mom's the word, and we have great ways to make her smile. Plus, health, housing, staying happy. Aging can create concerns. We'll spotlight a specialist who can help. And does your family know your wishes for your end-of-life care? Where there's a living will, there's a way.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. Welcome to Metro Health Studio. From now on, when we talk to the experts at Metro Health, we'll be here on site in the same building where many of the physicians and medical staff are hard at work. And for our first foray into this new setting, we're talking safety. So, your grandbabies are coming for some time with Grandma and Grandpa. Hey, you've raised your own kids, you got this. But wait, your life now is a lot different than from your life back then, and your home may actually need a boost in baby-proofing. Nurse Tina Aldrich is here with safety tips you need to take. Tina is the Injury Prevention Coordinator here at Metro Health. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I guess I have to go out and buy some of those clasps and things for the cabinet so the kids can't get into them. Is that kind of what we're talking about?
That is a good start. Oftentimes when children get into poisonous substances, it's because they're not supervised at the time, which you can't spend all of your time with the child. So the best way to kind of prevent those things from happening is keep the poisonous materials, chemicals, cleaning supplies, personal products locked up and out of reach of the children. Another thing to consider is that potentially chipping paint can have lead in it that can make the child sick. So if you have any concerns about that, contact your local health department. And the last thing I would mention is that when you're giving your grandchild or your child medications, make sure that the medicine is appropriate for the age of the child, that you're checking the appropriate dose, and that the medication is not expired.
Okay, well, let's talk about playtime. Let's talk about toys.
Okay, there are actually some safety hazards with toys, unfortunately. So some things to keep your eye out on is that the toy is age appropriate for the child. You can learn that from reading the label. Look out for toys that have long strings or cord that can be wrapped around the child's neck and cause strangulation. Small pieces of toys, such as eyes or noses off of stuffed animals, can fall off and the child can swallow those items. And in addition, batteries and magnets, the small flat batteries and magnets that a child can swallow, and the batteries can cause a burn inside the child's intestines, and if the magnets are swallowed together and they connect with, once the child has swallowed them, it can cause some real damage.
That's awful. Didn't even think about those things. How about window safety? Should we just keep those windows shut tight?
That's going to be hard to do when it gets warm outside, so definitely open the windows, just take some precautions. Do not place anything in front of the window that the child's going to want to climb onto. Unfortunately, the screen is not going to hold a child in, just going to keep the bugs and whatever outside. So you can actually purchase window guards or window stops. The window stops are a bit cheaper. They're about $2 a piece. You can get them at a hardware store or online. You want to make sure you get the quick release window stops, and all it does is keeps the window from opening more than 4 inches, so a child can't fit through that opening. It keeps them safe from falling out of the window.
Alrighty, so, and then there's furniture. I mean, you don't think of that as a hazard, but even watching a DVD with them can be hazardous, right?
It can be. So over the last 20 years, there's been a big increase in furniture and TVs tipping and causing harm to children and potentially even death. So one of the bigger concerns is mounting your television either to the wall for the flat screen or making sure some of the bigger, thicker TVs are mounted as well. Placing TVs on furniture that are not meant for televisions can cause them to tip over if children are playing near them, kicking them, pulling out the drawers, or if they climb into a drawer to reach something on top. So you want to make sure to always mount your televisions and your furniture, dressers, anything like that to the wall. They typically will come with brackets, or you can actually purchase straps such as this that connect one end to the television or dresser and one end to the wall.
Okay.
These can be purchased at the hardware store or online as well.
All right, great tips. Change is healthy, and making these changes means Grandma's house is not only a sweet place to stay, it's a safe place too. Follow Tina's tips to guard your grandchildren from harm. My thanks to Tina for joining us in Metro Health Studio today.
To learn more, call Metro Health at 216-778-7800 or visit their website, www.metrohealth.org. Next, a publication preview. But first, we're often reminded to call your mother. And today, Mother's Day, gives us an additional reason to dial. So how many of us will phone home to make Mom's Day? We'll bring up the answer when we return.
Hilltop Village Apartments is retirement living at its best. Residents enjoy a wide variety of activities and living services with all large first-floor apartments, private screened-in patios with beautiful park views, daily dining room meals, free laundry facilities, 24-hour staff, and so much more. Enjoy safe, comfortable independence at a very affordable price. Call today for a tour and learn how you can get your first month's rent free. Hilltop Village Apartments, retirement living at its best.
According to AT&T, 122.5 million of us will make a call to Mom this Mother's Day. Take the time to talk with her, because one of the best gifts Mom can get is a conversation with one of her kids.
Aging can be energizing. That's a good reason to celebrate. And Northeast Ohio Boomer and Beyond magazine is doing just that with stories that will inspire you to learn more and to do more. Publisher Brad Mitchell and editor Marie Illiam is here to give us snippets of a few of the stories in the upcoming issue. Welcome back to the show.
Hey. Hi, Lori.
Brad, let's start with you. So tell us a little bit about the theme to this May-June issue.
Right. Well, it's all about celebrations and celebrating this time of year where the weather's finally getting nice out, celebrating graduation, celebrating wedding anniversaries, celebrating Mother's Day, of course, as well. And so our theme this issue of Celebrate encompasses that, as well as celebrating lifelong learning.
Okay, doke. So we've got a cover here that's not your typical college graduation kind of a picture. Right. So tell us about that.
Not really. It isn't what you think of normally, but this shows that learning can take place at any age, and these are two examples. Nick and Judy are examples of two non-traditional students who decided to go back to college or start college. And so Judy graduated a few months ago, Nick's graduating this summer, and their stories are very inspirational. And I think you'll enjoy reading about them.
All right, so if we read it, we're inspired by their lead. Any suggestions on how to get back into the groove?
Well, that's the big question. And so we talked to a college advisor about how to assess college programs, how to find the right fit, how to sign up for classes, how to pay for it, everything. So we have some good practical tips on launching your education, relaunching your education.
All right, good. So that's the thinking part of it. You've got also some tips to get us moving, correct?
Right. Well, we have a feature story on bike riding and how to start bike riding if you haven't been on a bike for years. And biking is especially good for boomers because it's very knee-friendly, and you don't need some fancy mountain bike or anything like that. I have a coaster bike with coaster brakes and everything, and that is perfectly great. And we're so fortunate in northeastern Ohio to have wonderful bike trails, including right in our own backyard at the Cuyahoga Valley National Park with the towpath.
Absolutely. So, and Brad, you have a story that's a little closer to home, correct?
Right. You know, we're talking about autism this month. Autism Awareness Month was in April, but on the heels of that, we have a wonderful article from Leslie Bloom from Autism Speaks, and it really is an educational piece and to heighten our awareness about autism with children with autism, and as a grandparent, how to understand each child. Each child is very different along that autism spectrum. Some like to have a hug, and some don't want you to touch them. And some might not look you in the eye when they're talking, and it's not out of disrespect or anything. So there's just a lot of things we help to bring up in our article here to help grandparents understand maybe it's their grandchild that is on the autism spectrum, or maybe they're at a playground where there's a child with autism and there's some misunderstanding. And so our point here is just to, and I should say Leslie's point in the article is really to help us be sensitive and to be patient with children with autism, and just try to, first of all, love them and not judge them.
All right. It sounds like a great addition here, great issue. So you can read all about it in the May-June issue of Northeast Ohio Boomer and Beyond, coming out this week, and it's free. What's better than that? You can find it in 500 places throughout Northeast Ohio, including fitness facilities, senior centers, salons, doctor's offices, retail stores, libraries, everywhere. My thanks to Brad and Marie for giving us a peek at a few of the pages. Thanks.
Thanks, Lori.
For more information, call Northeast Ohio Boomer and Beyond at 330-822-4011. Email them at info@northeastohioboomer.com or like them on Facebook, www.facebook.com/NEOhioBoomer. Next, bring a smile to Mom's face.
On this Mother's Day, we need to remember that moms aren't only moms, they are also friends and wives and employees. And especially as they enter their Act 3, they deserve to look and feel their very best. Dentist Steve Marsh is here to help them put their best smile forward. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks so much, Lori.
And the moms in your life are great examples of this, you know, being moms and then moving on to something new.
Right, so this whole Act 3 concept is wonderful. It speaks to my mom and what she did for us. We had 4 kids in our family. I was the baby of the family, the 4th of 4. She had been a teacher. Here's a picture of my mom and me. This is about 30 years ago. I had a little more hair and a different set of glasses. But she was a teacher, had 4 kids, and when I was a senior in high school, Lori, she got recertified and went back to teaching, and she taught into her 70s. And then my wife, Wendy. So I met Wendy when I was at dental school, and she was in dental hygiene school. So we started out, there's Wendy and the 2 girls, there's Abby on the left, Stephanie in the middle, and Wendy, you see those beautiful smiles incidentally. And actually Abby, who started as an intern at Golden Opportunities.
At this very show, yes, I remember her.
This very show is now working in LA and works on things like The Voice and a lot of projects out there at, again, NBC. But Wendy started with me when I opened my office. It was just Wendy and me for 4 or 5 years, and we had the girls. She stayed home with the girls, and then when the girls entered junior high, she came back to work. So it's a very common thing, and the theme in our lives are women and working, and what a nice way to honor moms today.
Absolutely. So whether moms work in the home or work outside the home, you know, as the kids get older, they might be ready to kind of move into something brand new. Something
brand new. And you know, your last guest alluded to that, whether it's a reunion or a fun thing in their lives or an event. They want to get out and look their best. And so the teeth are every bit a part of the way they look and the way we present ourselves.
That's absolutely right. So, and you've got some stories about some moms who have remade themselves.
Yeah, and we wanted to focus on moms today. So these are all women, and I'll show you the befores and afters, and I think it'll help lead us into what we've done.
All right.
This is a wonderful story. A woman who's a professor at Kent State. Her mom had taken care of her, made sure the kids got through college. She came to me with this is how she looked, the before picture, and she also brought pictures of what she looked like when she was a younger woman. She had this huge space, and at this age, in her 80s, she wasn't ready to go through orthodontics, which we might do on somebody much younger. And actually, Lori, we did porcelain veneers, we reshaped the teeth, and it's almost incredible that we went from the before and after in 2 appointments once we decided on a plan. And it was just a wonderful feeling for me and for her daughter, who again is a professor, to bring her mom and let her mom get some care as well. So you talked about Act 3, moving into different parts of your life. This woman actually is getting remarried. She has 2 kids. She came to me about a month before her wedding and said, we're doing all these special things. I'm not happy with the way my teeth look. And actually was marrying a younger man, and so she wanted to look terrific. So we did some whitening on the bottom and reshaping. And again, those are porcelain veneers. I do want to mention that before we did those, we actually did a wax prototype. We took lots of photos so that she had an idea of exactly what she would look like and make sure the color is what she wanted. Right. And she went into her wedding looking wonderful. This is a woman, you talked again about people moving on to different things. She got a job now and she speaks all over the world. She's a consultant.
Wow.
She said, when I meet people, my problem is I don't want to smile because of the space between my teeth. It's a family history, but I'm ready to make my teeth look better so I can be as enthusiastic as I would like to be. Again, reshaping some porcelain crowns and in 2 appointments gave her that beautiful after picture. And lastly, this is a wonderful story. A mother of 2 kids, her husband brought her into my office on Valentine's Day. Aww. She didn't even know it was where she was going. We walked over, she had been very hesitant. She allowed us to use her full picture. And again, she hadn't taken care of herself the way she did of the kids. And there's her before and after as a close-up. Again, reshaping, whitening, porcelain veneers. She was thrilled, and what a wonderful gift from her husband to her, the mother of his kids.
On Valentine's Day, that was nice.
Yeah.
As they enter their Act 3, many moms have a lot to smile about. To make that smile match their new look on life, give Steve a call. His number's next.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, Aging Life Care. It's time to get up and go. An exercise segment on golden opportunities.
Hello everybody, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and we are here today to show you how to do a kneeling Superman. This is an excellent exercise, Lori, that's not only going to work the core, but also the lower back. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right, we're going to start this exercise on all fours. Here in the studio today, we have our exercise mats. You at home, go ahead and grab a spot on the floor. We're going to start with our hands about shoulder width apart. We also want our knees the same. Looking good. Now what we're going to do here is we're going to start with our right arm straight out in front, and we're simply going to try to get our left leg straight out behind us in the back here, okay? We're going to hold that for a 3 count, keep your balance, and then we're going to go ahead and we'll switch sides. Okay. So left arm straight out, right leg out, and we're going to hold it again for a 3 count. Okay, we're looking for 12 to 15 repetitions. How you feeling?
Oh, out of balance.
You got it, keep your balance. All right, everybody, 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 to 3 times a week, and now it's your turn to get up and go. There you go, perfect, all right.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 6105 Parkland Boulevard, Suite 140, Mayfield Heights, Ohio, 44124.
You're doing your best to care for mom or dad or older spouse with chronic needs. Maybe you even have in-home help. Still, saying you're overwhelmed is probably a bit of an understatement. Bridget Rotosa is here to offer assistance. Bridget is a licensed social worker and a professional certified geriatric care manager. She is also a member of the Aging Life Care Association. So welcome to the show.
Good morning, Laura.
So I guess the first question here is, what is an aging life care professional?
Good question. We get that a lot. It is a occupation that's growing here in Ohio. It's been around since the 80s. But we are also commonly known as geriatric care managers. We are educated in the area of social work, gerontology, nursing, even some counselors. But our main goal is to keep older adults well at home.
Okay, and how do you do that?
We do that in a number of ways. The first being is we usually do a consultation over the phone to make sure that the individual is aware of what we're all about. Like I said, a lot of people aren't aware that we exist, aging life care professionals. So we do a consultation over the phone, and that's usually followed up by a comprehensive assessment where we're actually going into the individual's home. We're doing a visit, a very friendly, non-threatening approach is what we take. And we look at the environment. We will look at the person's physical functioning. We look at their mental well-being. Again, the overall goal is wellness, with the idea of keeping that individual in their home.
Okay. That sounds like a lot of analysis, but then do you come in, do you do the hands-on work with those older individuals?
We do not do the hands-on work. What we're doing is mainly looking at the big picture. And through that comprehensive assessment that I spoke of, we develop a care plan. And that care plan are all the red flags that were triggered during the comprehensive assessment. So it may be identified that that individual is at risk for falling. So we may look at having one of our resources come in. We're very familiar with all of the health therapies in the area, with companion services, with different nutritional programs that are available, entitlements too to help pay for things such as Medicare and Medicaid.
So how do you know if somebody needs an aging life care professional?
One of the biggest factors in knowing if you do need an aging life care professional is that the family is, there's no family present. A lot of my clients live out of town. Okay, they may need direction about services. They're unable to safely remain at home. The family might be burned out. They're at their wits' ends. They just don't know what to do. And also, if they have limited time, if they're working, they live out of state, and they just feel like they don't have the knowledge that they need to make the decision as to what mom needs to stay safe, or they need information on how to transition to another type of living arrangement.
So in turn, what are some of the warning signs that this person really needs some help?
One of the main warning signs is that someone's feeling overwhelmed. The family's living far away. Families disagreeing on care, or maybe the caregivers that they have in place, whether that's the daughter or it could be an outside person, is just struggling. It's just not working anymore.
Okay. And if we decide, yes, this family needs some help, yes, this older adult needs some help, where do we find this professional?
The easiest way to find us is to go online. If you can't go online, have somebody go on and just Google aging life care, and we will pop up. And there's even a search button in there where you can put your zip code, and it will give you a number of aging life care professionals that are within that neighborhood, within like a 10-mile radius.
All right, sounds great. Great information.
Okay.
If you're struggling to care for your older adult with chronic needs, you don't have to go it alone. There is help, plus support and services. To learn more about aging life professionals, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Bridget Ratosa for joining us today.
Thank you, Lori.
Find out more about the Aging Life Care Association by logging on to www.aginglifecare.org. Next, making sure you get the care you want.
Here at Metro Health, you know you matter when it matters most. Here, we are the city's best at preparing for the world's worst. Here, we are the only verified burn center in Ohio for adults and children. Here, you'll find exceptional clinicians with extraordinary hearts. So the work we do here at Metro Health makes an impact here, out here, and right here. Metro Health, we're here for you, for all of you.
Did you miss a phone number or website? Then here's your second chance, because we're going to list all of that information again. Then we'll be back with a way to have input into your health care, even if you're incapacitated. No one likes to think about it. Some of us even refuse to talk about it. But as they say, two things in life are certain: death and taxes. Well, we just finished with tax time, so today we're going to talk about end-of-life decisions. Here to discuss the legal side of this important issue is my law partner, Mike Solomon.
Hello, Lori.
Hey there, Mike. You know, end-of-life decisions are never easy, but if you're competent, you're able to help make your own decisions with your family and with the doctors. But what happens if you're incapacitated and you really don't have the ability to make those decisions anymore? Who takes care of that?
Well, in advance, you need to sign a document. It's called the Healthcare Power of Attorney. You're appointing someone to make these sort of decisions for you. And in addition, you might want to appoint a successor in case that person you first appoint is not available.
Well, tell us, first of all, what is a healthcare power of attorney?
Well, it's a legal document, and many people have seen it. You know, it has the insignias of the Ohio Medical Association, the Ohio Bar Association at the bottom of it. And it's a document you give someone the right to basically make all your medical decisions for you. And again, you want to make sure you appoint a successor.
Okay. Can this person make those end-of-life choices for you?
Well, First of all, in addition to that, they also can make other medical decisions, like maybe you have 3 different operations or something like that. Some decision when you're unconscious that someone can make for you. In addition, they can put a DNR, and they can withdraw nutrition, hydration, life support in the right situation.
Okay, so when is it allowable that this person can make that life-ending decision, really?
Well, first of all, if you're competent, you can make the decision. So if you're asleep on the couch, they can't, come in and make decisions
They can't pull
for
the
you.
plug on you.
So it's a valid legal document when you're unable to make your own decisions. And if you're unable to make your decisions, they can even make end-of-life decisions. If you're terminally ill or you're in a permanently unconscious state.
So what does that mean, terminally ill or permanently unconscious?
Well, terminally ill means you have some sort of illness that's irreversible, can't be cured, and 2 doctors, your attending physician and one other doctor, feels that not only that's true, but that death is imminent, that'll happen shortly. Permanent unconscious is defined as you're also, again, you're in an illness that can't be cured. Your brain no longer feels the pain and suffering, and 2 doctors, again, have to say that.
Okay, so I sign my document, everything's great, my agent knows just what to do.
Well, there's more to it than that. Besides all the rights under the document, you should sit down with your agent and make sure that they know what you really want. So that they can react appropriately, even what's not on the document. Document gives them a big blank slate of what they can do. You want to talk to them, make sure they understand what you want.
All right, good tips. Have you begun the discussion on end-of-life decisions? Have you talked to your physicians and your loved ones? Do you have a healthcare power of attorney so those decisions can be easily implemented? If you need help with this vital document, give Mike a call. The number's next.
Call Solomon, Steiner, and Peck at 1-888-236-5173 for more information or to schedule a speaker for your organization. Or log on to www.ssnplaw.com.
Thanks for joining us. We're preempted next week, but we'll be back on May 22nd with a question that might keep you up all night. Is a simple night's sleep just a dream for you? We have help. Then we're not stretching the truth. Laughter can make you feel limber. We'll tell you how. Plus, is our area age-friendly? We'll peek at plans to make our city sensational for seniors. And accidents happen, but you have to make sure you follow the tips that we're going to give you. But until then, please remember to make the most of your golden opportunities.
If you'd like to join our kitchen conversation, visit our website, www.goldenopportunities.tv. Like us on Facebook. Call us at 440-742-GO-TV or email us at kitchen@goldenopportunities.tv. We'd love to hear from you.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.